Hi there, it's Mark Wickersham, and I'm delighted to tell you that the development team have made 3 big changes to cloud pricing and some improvements to Proposal Builder as well. So in this video, I want to share with you what are those 3 big changes and what's new in Proposal Builder as well. So number 1, and this is the one that I am very excited about, it's going to make life so much easier. It's effectively giving you access to all my best pricing templates. So you can, rather than starting from scratch and having to reinvent the wheel, you can tap into my expertise on value pricing and use pre-written templates. But here's the thing that makes it even easier. If you remember, before, if you wanted to import a template, you had to go somewhere else outside of the software, perhaps into my video training program, where there were some templates available. You could download it as what's called a .cpt file, download it onto your computer somewhere, and then you could drag that file into cloud pricing. You can still do that, but there's a much better way. Let me show you exactly how you can get templates up and running in seconds. So here I am in cloud pricing. I'm in the template section. Here is where I have all my pricing templates. You would see your equivalent ones on your page. And you will know there's a button called Import Template. This is where you have the choice, as you always have done, to either create a brand new pricing template from the ground up or to import a pre-written .cpt file. But it's now changed. If we now click on this button here, you still have the ability at the top to drag in those CPT files if you want. However, what we've also done now is we've connected up cloud pricing to my version behind the scenes with my templates in there. And so you can see already there's a whole bunch of pre-populated templates in there. And so you can select the one that you want. You can also sort these lists or you can search on key phrases. So if you are from the US, for example, we have some specific versions written for the United States where we've just changed the language slightly. So rather than talking about debtors, it might be accounts receivable and so on and so forth. And if your country isn't listed there, so if you're in Canada, pick a United States one because the language, the terminology is very, very similar. What we've also done to help you is we've created different versions of the pricing models, of the pricing templates, depending on your level of expertise and familiarity with value pricing. So as you can see from this screen, with annual financial statements, in the UK we often refer to that as annual accounts, the core work that CPAs, accountants do, there are 2 versions. There's advanced and basic. The basic one is a great place to get started. It's a great model. It's got some great questions, but it doesn't overcomplicate it. If you feel more advanced with cloud pricing and also more importantly, value pricing, then you'll find the advanced model has some more questions, much more detail in there. And so if you really want a more complex model, then that would be a great place to start. So you'll see all you have to do is go through, find the model that you want, hit the select button, and that will immediately pull it in as a template. So let me know what you think of that feature. Perhaps put a comment below. Is that going to be valuable to you? Also, that our plan is as we create more pricing models, as I create more pricing models, we'll make those available, which means you have access to the very best pricing models that I've created, to my latest current thinking on value pricing. So here's the second big change, and this is one that's been requested many times over recent months. It'll save you a ton of time and make it so much easier to edit your models. So if you remember, when you create a template and you are building up the questions or editing the questions, one of the question types is a drop-down box. In other words, you can create a series of different answers or different options. So your question might be, for example, what type of trading entity are you? And you might create a drop-down box that lists sole trader, partnership, a limited company, and whatever other types of entity you might deal with. And then for each of those individually, you can decide in that table, that drop-down box, how that impacts on the price. Now, of course, the challenge here has been that if you then want to change it later on, you can't change it whilst you're editing the template, the questions. You have to come out of that section and you have to go into a separate section called the List Manager. Let me show you what I mean, and I'll show you what's now different to make your life so much easier. So here I am in the global settings behind the scenes, and under Templates and Module Management, you'll see the List Manager. This is where you can go and manage those drop-down lists. This is where you can change them, you can edit those drop-down lists. And you can still do that through this part of the software. But if you're in the middle of editing an existing template, you probably don't want to come out of there to come into this section to change any of those drop-down lists. So that's all now completely changed. Let me show you how it works now. So I'm going into the template section, and I'm just going to pick one of my templates. It doesn't matter which one. I'll just hit the edit button, and that will take us into the bit where we can now change the questions. So we want to now change one of our drop-down lists. So perhaps you have a question, how many sales invoices per month do you raise? Which might be to determine the starting point of the pricing for a bookkeeping service. And as you can see from the screen, you have at the bottom, you have a preview of the particular drop-down, the drop-down box in this particular case. And as well as the familiar green button with the white cross where you can add and create a brand new list on the fly as you're going along and building your models, you will now see you have the blue pencil icon, and that's an edit button, an edit icon, which will allow you now to edit this list. And as you can see straight away now, here you can now change that. You can add new line items, you can change the prices, you can delete lines, you can reorder. So very, very quick, very fast now to edit your drop-down lists while you're working on making changes to a template. I love this. It's going to save me a ton of time when I'm editing and changing my pricing models. I'm sure it will too. So again, please let me know what you think of that. I think it's a brilliant feature for saving a huge amount of time, making it so much easier for you to edit your pricing templates. Now let me move on to number 3. This is actually not completely brand new, but it's been in beta version for the last month or so. This is the integration with QuickBooks Online. So if you're a QBO Pro Advisor, you'll be pleased to know that if you use the Proposal Builder add-on, it means that you can create your pricing, you can agree the price with the client in Cloud Pricing, you can then pull that across into Proposal Builder for creating proposals fast, and as part of that, you will make sure you clarify what is the exact dates of the payments and so on, and then you can hook it up to QBO to then transfer across the invoices for you, and again, save you a ton of time. Where do you do that? Let me just go now into the software, and as you can see in the global settings, if we scroll right to the bottom, there's a new section called integrations. This is where you hook it up to your QBO account for transferring across your final proposals into QBO. Of course, you will need to use the Proposal Builder add-on. That's where it fires across the information to QBO. And if you're not a QBO user, perhaps you're a Xero user, then please don't worry, because once this is bedded in, we now have in the development schedule a plan to create the Xero integration next. That is being worked on very soon, so watch this space. And last but certainly not least, we've made some changes to the Proposal Builder add-on. If you're not using Proposal Builder yet, it's really quick to unlock that. You'll need to unlock it. It is a separate subscription, but it's completely free for your first 10 clients. So please use it. Give it a try. It's still currently in beta testing version, but it's been beta tested for several months now. It's about to come out. There's pretty much all the little kinks have been ironed out. People are using it. So give it a try. The 2 changes that we've made to it is on the screen, as you can see right now, is the template pages available to you when you build up your own standard proposal or fixed price agreement or engagement letter. And one of the things that people said to us was that you can only create one of each standard page. And so what we've now done is we've changed it so that you can now create multiple pages of the same type. So if you want to use the introduction page multiple times, you can do that. So much more flexibility. And the second thing, which I think is really powerful, is you can now choose the format of the dates that you put into your proposals. So whilst we've always had in cloud pricing the ability to choose between US format and UK format dates, some people have said in their proposals they want to have a more friendly looking date with it list out in longhand rather than just the numbers for the date, for the month and the days. Let me show you how you do that. When you're in your template, you'll see in the top right is a settings button. If I go into there now, and you go into the tab that says look and feel, you'll see date format right at the top, and you'll see there's a huge list of different date formats. So plenty there to choose from. Hopefully you'll find the one that you prefer the most to have in your proposal letters, fixed price agreements, engagement letters. So that's what's new in the current version of the software. It's just been released. It's the latest sprint. Right now, the team here and the developers are planning the next improvements, and watch this space and I'll tell you about some of the exciting stuff coming your way. If you have any requests, if there's things that you'd like to see in the software, whether it's cloud pricing or proposal builder, just let us know and we'll add it to the development list. Okay, bye for now.